or maybe MLA, Model Language Association, like different Chicago model, different type of styles they will follow, but in general in social sciences we will follow APA. Okay. So in this APA, this is all introduction about APA. The three important things in APA is one is stylistics, and second one is format, third one is referencing. These are the three important aspects. When you go through this much book, 700 pages, it all covers these three broad areas. But if you go through that text, book or manual, it may not be useful for you also. Which portion is very important or crucial for your thesis writing? I included that much only. Here, when you are writing language, when it is abstract, when you are preparing for your paper or maybe thesis also, at the beginning we will write abstract, am I right? When you are writing abstract, that is in the form of only future past tense, and thesis also it should be in past tense. Why? Because after conducting your research, after compiling all the data and results, you are writing your thesis. That's why when it is proposal or maybe for DRT or maybe RAC, at that time you have to use future tense. Why? Because you didn't conduct any experiment, or maybe you are preparing. I am going to like this, like that. You will write like that proposal. That is the difference between proposal or maybe a synopsis and thesis writing. When it is synopsis or maybe proposal is future tense, when it is thesis it is in past tense. Okay. Now when you are writing any part of your thesis, paragraph, or maybe I told that three important concept, that is logical consistency is required. One paragraph to another paragraph, or maybe one section to another section, it should be linked with previous chapter or maybe previous concept. It should be narrated like that. Otherwise, it is very difficult to the reader to understand what you are going to do or what you are going to explain. Why? Because personally you will not go and sit with that particular reader and you cannot explain. When you go to the bookshop, or maybe when you purchase any book, the novel or maybe anything, it logically arranged that narration. He will write like that. When you are reading or when you are watching the movie, you feel that the writer or maybe the hero or maybe heroine, when they wrote letter, they feel that he is coming and he is dictating, or maybe he is telling like that. We feel, if you have like that type of feeling, or maybe if the flow in your research work, then only it is a good thesis. To maintain like that type of standards, uniformity, they will follow APA. So these three is important. That is, be clear about your description or maybe explanation, and be concise with whatever you want to tell information, and be plain and simple sentence you use. You can make your thesis in a proper way. And instead of using he, she, or maybe he, she, if you use, that is a biasness. Instead of using he, she, or maybe something like that, if you use they, their, gender neutral, if you use, then it is a proper way of writing of thesis. Okay. Then use descriptive phrase as labels group of people instead of less than 10,000. That means socio-economic status when you are collecting data. Like that, if you give a specific number or maybe something, instead of giving ambiguous words, then it is clear and maybe concise and plain like that. Here I given like this also, maybe old age or maybe adult or maybe specific, you should mention the age also, that is like 40, 50 years like that. Okay. Now the general format, you feel the maybe writing style, you feel only Times New Roman. You feel like that. Everyone will feel like that. Unless and until if you go through that 700 pages document of APA, only you will know. You can use the fonts Calibri 11, Arial 11 also you can use, Lucida Sans Unicode 10 also you can use, and another one is Georgia 11. These are the fonts styles you can use. But in general, if it is a document that is a government document or maybe any thesis, you can go for Times New Roman 12. And don't use bold or maybe italics, capital letters like that. It has its own meaning, specific meaning. When you are using bold or maybe capital or italic, you should follow the uniformity which is given by the APA, or when we are following in social sciences. When it is capital letters, see, when you are writing any email also, for that matter, there is a reason. If you are writing all the capital letters that email, there is some meaning in that, hidden meaning. If it is a normal way of writing, it conveys another meaning. When you are writing all the letters in a capital letter, means you are shouting. Indirectly, that indicates you are shouting at someone. And it is a normal way of writing, means, or maybe sending mails or maybe any message, that is a normal way of conveying. So that is a hidden meaning. That's why don't use carelessly, or maybe take it as a granted in a capital letters or maybe small letters or maybe bold or maybe italic for designing, or maybe borders to all the page. Don't use like that. Okay. Then here there is some again where should we keep page number, that also there in the APA manual. In general, when I go through some thesis, they will keep at the bottom of the page in center or maybe somewhere like that. But APA is suggesting when you want to keep the page number at the top right side corner, it should be. And moreover, if you want to learn anything, you can observe a standard reference book, any book, textbook or maybe Bible also for that matter. Any sacred book, if you observe keenly, you will learn something. When it is a main pages, means a title page or maybe certificates or maybe annexes, something like that, very beginning to up to content, it should be Roman letters at the bottom. Roman letters at the bottom, and very first page, it should be counted, but it should not be numbered. Very first page, it should be counted one, whether it may be a Roman number or maybe Arabic number, it should be counted. If you are starting first page introduction or maybe a conceptual framework, your thesis, and again sometimes you are writing dedicated to my beloved with this thing, that thing, it should not be like that. If examiner or maybe adjudicator, if he feels if you are dedicating to someone, why you are sending to me to evaluate your thesis? Okay, you send to someone, they may feel like that, they will give negative comments also. I learned from senior professors and old professors like that, they given their own feeling. Last 2 days back, Google also, they given one comment about the one interview person. Did you read anything? If you want to success in the interview, you go and ask who is interviewing you. They will give some good direction. For that Google also, they given comment about that particular person. It is a good idea and very suggestible idea. So like that, if you want to take any information or anything from anyone, go for old professors and old persons, they will give. And moreover, I want to tell you one more thing, too many hands spoil the dish. And guide and a scholar is, the relationship between guide and scholar is wife and husband. If third person enters in between you, for your convenience, it will makes you mess. You may not able to finish it. So you can take any advice, any number of advices from anyone. Don't blindly follow third person's advice or maybe something. If you want to make your guide or maybe supervisor, please what he says or what he says, follow that one. Okay. She will take care. Why? Because ultimately when you finish your work, they will take care about your reports or maybe bringing a positive thing or maybe something, anything. If it is something wrong in your thesis also, no other will do the thing. So that's why my suggestion is you can take good advice, but if you feel that is good, convey in a proper way to your guide if they don't know. If you say bluntly, they will reject and they will take in another way, negative way. So my suggestion is, too many hands spoiled this dish. Okay. Here one is the title page, then a table of content, main body, reference. This we will follow, and then see here that is a page number at the left. If it is a content page, don't give page number. Okay, so for the namesake only here I am giving page number at the top right corner, and then title of the thesis, it should be in the center in a bold. Okay, and then faculty or year like that at the center. Shall I move? Yes. And the ticket, this is the content page, table of the content. And if it is content also, don't write content in all capital letters. See only capital letter. APA is suggesting the top or maybe center, that is called level 1 heading. There is a 4 or 5 levels are there. When you are using chapter 1.1, that is a level 2. When you are using in chapter 1, 1.11, that is level 3. So when it is level 1 and level 2, level 3, there is some differences. Otherwise, it is just like as a center heading or maybe level 1 heading. So if it is a table of content or maybe content, it should be only each word first letter capital only. Okay. If you are writing table of content, T is capital, C is capital. If you are writing only contents, C only is enough, capital. Then again, it should be aligned the page numbers and according to the 1.1, 1.2 like that. If you are giving tab means one indent. If you use, that is called level 2. Okay, we will see all these things. Right, this one. If let me ask, is there any difference between abbreviation and acronym? Abbreviation and acronym. Is that one CNA is abbreviation or acronym? Acronym. Abbreviation means then, for example, B.Ed, M.Ed, continue, CONT. After that, there is a some full stop we will keep. Okay. There is a difference between abbreviation and acronym. This, if it is in the sentence, each first letter, if you are making one chunk word like this CNA, that is abbreviation. Okay. If it is CONTD or maybe B.Ed, B.Ed. only. We are not writing education or maybe something like BE, Bachelor of Engineering. That is acronym. Okay. So like this. Where again, if someone feels if there is an abbreviation or maybe acronym, it should be the first time you have to spell out the full name. In that case, you may feel that every first letter should be capital like that. But it is not like that. If it is a specific noun, then only you can write like this: America, Canada, names. Okay. If it is a names like that, you can keep the first word, Canadian Nurses Association. That's C. If it is a sentence, even if it is a Canadian nurses, if you want to use, you have to use like that capital letters only. For example, if you want to use continuous ratio, instead of writing continuous ratio, if you want to use abbreviation CR, that continuous is a small letter and ratio is also small letter in the sentence. Okay, wherever it is. When you are beginning with the continuous ratio of the paragraph, then you can write only C capital. When you are starting continuous ratio, the beginning of the paragraph, C only capital letter. Ratio again, it is small letter. Okay, in bracket CR, capital C, capital R. It should be like that. When it is a specific noun only, you can use like this capital letters. When it is not specific noun, then you can use in between the sentences, all the letters are small letters, and in bracket that abbreviation, it should be in capital letters. Okay, please note it down like that. And again, numbers. in some time we are using the percentage, okay, symbols, percent symbols like that. When it is less than 10 numbers, means up to 9, when you want to explain 9% of the old people are suffering with anemia, or maybe 8% of children having diarrhea problem in particular rural area. In that case, less than 9 numbers or maybe less than 10, you have to spell out ONE1 or maybe NIE 9 or maybe TO2, TWO2, like that. Above 10 and 10 above, you can write in between the sentence as it is the number. And when you are writing percentage, okay, and one more important thing, we are following British English, okay. When you are writing contextualize or maybe analyze or maybe synchronize, like that words, or maybe percent, if you are using percent as a one word, that is American English. If you use percent, two words, that is British English. Like that, analyze, ZE, if you use, that is American English. It should be uniformity, that language. When you are using American language throughout your thesis, it should be American language. But in general, we will follow British language. That's why analyze means ANALYSE, or synchronize, SE. When it is ZE, like that, analyzing, like that, that is American English. So please try to avoid the American English and try to use British English. Okay, percent. And moreover, when it is a sentence, when you are writing, if you want to use percentage, okay, don't use percentage symbol. When you want to use the percentage symbol, in bracket only you can use the percentage symbol. In bracket only you can use the percentage symbol in the paragraph or maybe in continuous. When it is table, you can use percentage, or when it is in the paragraph inside the bracket, okay, you can write 50 or 25 immediately without any rest, without any space. You have to use that percentage. Please try to remember. Okay, and then if it is greater than 10 or equals to 10, you can write that. See here, there is no like. This is the percentage. Immediately you have to write, and it is also within the bracket only in the sentences. When it is a table, you can write as it is. See here, it should be like this, percent. Percent means that is only British English. And the number also, you cannot start with the number as a paragraph. Okay, you have to spell out that number like that. And in text citation, when you are using two others, then two others last name you will use, and in bracket when you are using, okay, after the paragraph or maybe after the sentence, in bracket only you can use two others, and in between symbol, comma, year. When it is continuous according to, when you want to explain according to so and so other, then you need not to keep that symbol. You have to write, spell out and, A and N, that Pramod and Mishra, according to Pramod and Mishra. Okay, that is also on the basis of that paper, how they written the first other and second other. If Mishra is first other, you have to write Mishra and Pramod. If the paper is written by first other as Pramod and second one is Mishra, then you have to write Pramod and, according to Pramod and Mishra, in bracket year. When it is at the end of the sentence or at the end of the paragraph, you don't use and only symbol, and symbol, Pramod and symbol, then Mishra, comma, year. Okay. And if you want to use page number, then you can write page number like this. But whereas in the case of reference, you should not write PP like that, according to ABA. But whereas in the case of in-text citation, means running matter, body of the matter. When you are writing, you have to use like that. All these things, it will reduce your plagiarism, similarity. When you use the references, it will reduce your plagiarism. So that is the main purpose of using, and uniformity in all social sciences when you want to use. And here, see, this is like Smith 2018 found that, or maybe at the end, see like that, at the sentence, or maybe at the end of the paragraph, if you want to use the same, Smith inside the bracket, comma and year. And here also that one where it is again abbreviation. I forgot to inform you abbreviation. If it is a popular abbreviation or maybe acronym, it should not be repeated more than twice or thrice like that. If it is not a popular acronym or abbreviation, it should be repeated thrice in your paper or maybe thesis. At least minimum 3 times it should be maybe written, that acronym or maybe abbreviation. If only once you are using, means you need not to abbreviate it, you can write the full form. Okay, and when you are writing a second time or maybe third time, by mistake you will write full form again, and inside the bracket you will write abbreviation. It is not necessary. The meaning of abbreviation or maybe acronym is to reduce the length of the paragraph or maybe reduce the length of the particular document. Okay, that's why at the beginning also we are giving list of abbreviations or maybe acronyms like that. So it should be minimum repeated thrice if it is a new acronym or maybe abbreviation. If it is a popular, means it is no point of repetition number. Okay, and it is like this. Again, year also. First time we will use Wang 2017. If you want to use the other name in second paragraph or maybe in the same paragraph, okay, to avoid he or she like that. Very beginning I told you, na? If you use he, she, means it is a biasness. We cannot use he, they, them like that. In that case, you have to use only the other name. In that case, if it is repeated twice in the same paragraph or maybe next paragraph or maybe same paragraph, you need not to write the year like that. Okay, please look at that screen, then only you will understand. At the end, if you want to write, okay, if you want to use at the end, okay, then you can write only inside the bracket other name, comma, year. If you want to start like this, you can write only other name and inside the bracket year. And if it is 2 and 3 others like that, okay. Again, now according to 6th APA manual, if it is 3, 4 others, very first time you can write all 3, 4 others, and then after that you can write et al. But whereas in the case of 7th APA style, even if it is 3 others, that paper contains or maybe somewhere, then you can start et al. Okay, if you want to write et al, Smith et give space et al full stop in bracket year. And if you want to keep at the end of the paragraph or maybe at the end of the sentence, you can write Smith et space al full stop comma again. Full stop comma then year. You can close the bracket. Let me ask, you have seen sometime open bracket and closed square bracket. This is open bracket, am I right? And there is a one square brackets also. Is there in social sciences or maybe in sciences they will use square brackets also sometime, or maybe in papers also you observe something, square brackets and open brackets. Is there any specific meaning for that? Close bracket and open bracket, or for the beautification purpose only they are using? Make beautiful designs and all like that. It should be like multiple choice question and essay type questions. It should be like, if you understood multiple choice question and essay question, the same meaning you can apply for this. Multiple choice question means closed ended question. You have to choose any one option from that only. You cannot go outside from that. Am I right? That is closed ended. And if it is essay type question, anything you can write. That is open ended question. If it is open bracket means out of 700 pages thesis or maybe 200 pages thesis, you pick up some point, or maybe you picked up one paragraph without giving any number, you are quoting in your thesis. That's why you are keeping in open bracket. If other or maybe reader or someone examiner or adjudicator, if he wants to go through, already reference is there. If he goes all 600 pages or maybe 200 pages, he may get that information. That's why there is no specific page number when it is. Then it is open-ended bracket. When it is closed-ended bracket means square bracket, it is a specific page number 21 to 22 or maybe in page number 20. It is a specific closed one. Okay, that is the meaning. But in general, in sciences they will follow strictly closed brackets or maybe square brackets and open brackets. In our social sciences, our way of thesis writing or maybe including so many pages and making bulky like that, we will use only open brackets. Even for mathematics or maybe physics, chemistry like that, within 20 pages, within 5 pages, they will get PhD thesis, PhD. Okay, but in social sciences it is not possible. Minimum they will tell any guide or supervisor 250, 300 pages. They will tell page numbers. Am I right? So we are not very particular and specific page. That's why we will use open brackets. And it is like et al. Okay. And here, whenever you want to synthesize your review, or whenever you want to use 2 different, 3 different others in 2 different papers, and if you want to make it a gist or maybe abstract from that, in that case you have to use chronological order. Chronological order means it is not latest to old, old to latest one. Okay, if it is like chronology means in Bible chronicles are there, one chapter. They started in Egypt and they passed on, they traveled and reach at the end they reach Canaan. Am I right? That means it is just like old one is first, then latest one is last. It is chronological order. They feel that if you write latest one 2024 good, they will tell like that. But it is chronological order. It is not chronological order. Chronological order means if you have first step, then if you have second step, you can climb to the first floor. If you don't have first step, you cannot climb. No? Like that. If you keep 2017 and 2018, it is not in again alphabetical order. Others names. In reference only or bibliography only alphabetical order. When it is in the main body or main text, you have to use this other's name according to chronology. Chronicle. Okay, 2017, after that 2018. Here again when you are separating the 2 others, it is not like simple comma. It is semicolon. Okay, see like that. And always in APA, reference is hanging. Hanging means the first line should be left aligned, and after that indent, the second line onwards. And this is just like again if the same author, okay, published 2 papers, you reviewed the same 2 papers means it should be like A and B, like 2011 A, 2011 B. You have to write like that. Even in the year 2008 A and 2008 B, you have to write like that. And moreover, I want to give you one hint. Maybe I don't know examiners how they will think, but for me, I will think whenever you are giving HTTP DOI, Digital Object Identifier, if you give for all your bibliography references or maybe references DOI, I feel that You never visited library. You never gone through hard copy of the journals. I can recognize like that. Only you sat on the bench or maybe in your home or maybe at your department. You use your laptop or computers. You only gone through all the only soft copies and you prepared. It is not like a research. If you go library, if you collect hard copies and if you found something, if you make it after reading that whole document, if you make it abstract, then I can recognize like that. Okay, even if you cut it and paste it also, I can recognize with small things when it is double quotes or maybe single quotes like that. If you rephrase it and if you rewrite it in your own words, then only it will impress the other impress the adjudicator or maybe evaluator. Okay, and it will reduce your plagiarism also. You know very well plagiarism. 10% is minimum they will allow, otherwise they will ask some punishment to even guides also. Okay, all UGC documents are there for plagiarism and all. Okay, so be cautious when you are downloading or copying, pasting abstract. It is not just like our work is TV channel reporter. We are not reporting, or maybe we are not writing abstract. If you download any one paper of a particular journal, the very beginning, first phase, there is a abstract is there. You can copy it and you can paste it, but it is not like that. You have to rewrite in your own. See, even in my class, I used to tell my students, when I am giving lecture like this, when you keep it or maybe when you note down any key points, it is not your notes. It is my notes only. Am I right? It is my notes. But you are writing. If you understood that point in another direction, in another view, if you note it down, that view or maybe that particular thing, that is your notes. You are preparing your own notes with by listening my lecture. So, in that same manner, when you are taking any information from any particular paper, you have to rewrite it, okay, with your own understanding. Then only you can avoid the plagiarism. Again here, when it is journal, you have to write in different way. Okay, I will go through that one later. But here, this is the one method. For example, if it is research methodology, second chapter, or maybe second chapter review of related literature, that is the first level. Okay, if you use only first capital letter and if it is make it bold, then that is called level 1. And left side alignment, if you start with it 1.1 or maybe 1.2, that is called the first letter is capital, then the second half is small. Study S is capital, that is level 2. And again participant population or something, it is also, it is left indent. Okay, left side only, that is called level 2. Then if you want to write with one tab, okay, that is level 3. In level 3, the first letter only capital letter and it should be italic. It should be italic. That means 1.11. First chapter, first side heading. In that again there is a some subheadings. 1.11. Then it is 1.11 is level 3. The first letter only capital letter and it should be italic. Okay. Then level 4. Level 4 means again if you use 2 tabs or maybe 2 indents. Okay. If you want to start the paragraph, then you can write. After that particular word, you have to keep full stop. That is called level 4. the teachers pay. That means if you use two tabs after using 1.11 in that subsection, if you want to start paragraph or something with side heading, then that is called level 4, and you can use teacher pay or maybe introduction or maybe emotional intelligence, okay, capital E, and intelligence is small, full stop. Then if you want to use three tabs or maybe three indentings, again that should be italic and full stop. You have to keep like that. Okay, that is level 5. This is all levels. If you follow, the thesis is looking very nice, very beautiful also. Anyone will impress. I thought when it is the last week, I will bring my scholar's PhD thesis. I forgot by coming very rashly. Okay, then using direct quotes. When it is more than 40 words or maybe 40 words, then you have to use condensed, means in between the page only you can write with giving two double quotes. Okay, and that is one line spacing. And again, APA is suggesting the line spacing is 2, but in general, in thesis submission of university, it is only 1.5 in between two lines, but APA is suggesting two line spacing. Okay, don't go for two line spacing. Generally we will follow 1.5 line spacing. That is. If you have any doubts, you can see the page number 270 to that 8. Actually, it is not 8. See, for example, if it is 270 to 80, what does it mean? If it is, if you refer 270 to 280 page, okay, instead of writing full like 2025, we will write only 25. Am I right? Like that, instead of writing again 270 or 280, just write only 80 last number. That is the meaning of 270 page number to 280 page we use. Like just simply to 2025, when you are writing only, you are writing 25 here. Am I right? So the same way, it is page number 270 to 80 means 270 to 280. Okay. If it is less than 40 words, you can write like that. If it is like at the end of the paragraph or something, you can write like that also. Okay. See, this is actually principles of citing e-resources. When it is textbook or paper is different. When it is, I told you the difference between review of related studies and review of related literature. When someone pick up some information which is most relevant to your thesis or maybe your work, that is from maybe BBC News or maybe any newspaper, or maybe any lecture or maybe podcast or maybe YouTube information, then the date, it should be year first, then November and 14, or that month and then date. It should be like that. You have to write. Okay. It is not like our regular practice. We will write 24th, 03 and 2025. We will write like that. Am I right? But when you are writing or maybe citing any maybe BBC News or maybe any news from the TV or maybe YouTube or maybe from newspaper also, you have to write first year, then comma, month and then date. You have to put the full stop. Okay, and for example, if any other having only a particular one name, there is no other names, in that case also you have to write Walker, full stop only. You should not leave anything. Okay, Walker, full stop, and in bracket 2000, if it is a textbook or maybe any paper for that matter. I am not saying about this BBC News or maybe newspaper reference. I am saying for example, if my name is only Pramod, if you are citing that or maybe if you are writing that reference Pramod full stop in bracket here full stop, then you have to write the textbook or maybe paper title. It is like that. Okay, only he has only one name. I will write only Pramod in bracket here. It is not like that. Pramod full stop. You have to keep the full stop. And electronic version of entire book. If you want to write edition also, okay, please be sure about the edition. If it is small e stands for edition, capital ED means editor of the book. Okay, for example, I am editor of one book. I collected some chapters from you and I compared and published that book. Then you are the author of the one chapter, I am the editor of the book. If you refer like that book, you have to write in another way. In that case, if you are writing edition or maybe if my book is very popular, if the copies printed very first edition, all the copies are sold out, then I will go for second publication, okay, or maybe printing. In that case, we will write edition. So when you want to write any number of editions, it should be like small ed and full stop. If you write capital E and D, that is the meaning of editors. Here it is like this, second edition, second one also you have seen. Lecture notes, if you want to use that lecture notes also, you have to give some references. Okay, I will show you one by one, maybe from here. References. That is a journal article. If it is journal article, okay, the title of the article should be in normal way. The title of the article should be in normal way. And see, when it is colon, there is after colon it is capital letter. All the time it is a small letters you have to use. That is the APA style. Okay, lower case, case, uppercase, something in Word document format is there. Okay, if you click all upper cases, all lower cases, or maybe first to each word, first letter capital, like that. But it is our APA first letter only capital, all other letters are small letters. If any like this colon or maybe hyphen, okay, that is called actually not hyphen. When it is a dash, that is called small dash, M dash. If it is a lengthy dash, M dash, EN, EM. When it is M dash and M dash, for that also there is so many rules and regulations are there. When you have to use N dash, when you have to use M dash, like that. But here our intention is after colon you have to use capital letters. And then all these things, this journal name should be in italic. When you are citing journal article, then journal name should be in italic. After that there is a full stop. Again, when you are using DOI, you should not keep the full stop at the end of the DOI. Why? Because if you keep the full stop at the end of the DOI, it will not recognize that Google search. Okay, so you should not keep the full stop. You have to keep like as it is this DOI, HTTP. When you keep this HTTP in all your reference, I told you, I can recognize you did your research work only through help of the only online resources. You never visited your library or some other library. You never have your own copy of any journal or maybe any textbook like that. That information is conveying indirectly when you are using for all references. If you use DOI, and then if it is an online magazine or article, it should be already BBC News or maybe anything like that. You have to use the first one is year, then comma, then month, comma, then date, full stop. And that one again in sentences, if it is any like country or any subject name, physics or maybe chemistry, or maybe psychology, education, economics, like that. If it is a proper noun, like okay, that subject name, or maybe country name, or maybe person name, you can write capital letters. That one. No need to follow all small letters in that, like that. That's why UTAHS and Great Salt Lake, I use the capital letters. That means it is a proper noun of that particular place. And that full stop, after that there is a journal name, it should be in italic. And again, I will show you, yeah, here. This is a print magazine article. That means hard copy of journal. If it is hard copy of a journal, only year only. Don't write maybe month or maybe something like that. Okay. Write the title of that particular article. Please avoid that May and comma in this print magazine article. Okay, by mistake I typed that one. Nicole, comma, K, full stop, in bracket year, and full stop, a royal spark, full stop, then Vanity Fair. That is the title of the journal, and it should be in italic, comma, and 62 and 5 and comma, then page numbers, then full stop. This 62 is volume number. That means how many from long years they are printing. Volume means the number of years it will indicate indirectly. And in bracket there is a 5. That is a issue number. In that particular year, how many issues are issuing that particular journal, we will recognize. But here there is a two ways while writing you can observe. Sometimes there is a italic, that 62 is italic. Okay, and sometimes it is only normal also. Why? Because if any journal is publishing 2 issues in the year, that is quarterly or half yearly, like that, some journals they will follow the first issue. If they started first page and end with 80 page, then in second issue they will start with 81 and then end with some other number. Some other journals they will start first page and end with 80 page. That is the first issue, and second issue they will start again from first number, page number, and end with some other number. In that case, you have to use italic and you have to use non-italic. If it is a continuous number, then you have to use italic. If it is not discontinuous number, then you have to use non-italic number, normal number. Okay. I hope so many things are there. What is the time? 2:25. And no, madam asked me to take half an hour and then you can go for library, something like that. I will share with you, or maybe soft copy of the 7th manual is available. Okay, but you need keen observation. Where you have to keep stuff, where you have to keep colon or semicolon, like that. It is not that is the thing only. Okay. See, when it is punctuations or maybe spelling, capitalization, italics, abbreviations, numbers, statistical and mathematical, and list like this. See, you can use when should be punctuation. Okay, pause. When should be stop. When should be like this. Okay, space. When you are using space, do's and don'ts are there. But when you are reading that manual, it is very difficult for you to understand and grasp to use in your thesis. See, that is insert one space after the following thing, that is a space, and period after the punctuation mark at the end of the sentence, commas, colons, and semicolons, like this. Okay. Then period, full stop. Period means full stop, or maybe at the end of the completion of the sentence, and with initial names. Yeah, okay, Latin abbreviation. Generally, when you are writing AM and PM time, you will use capital letters, but it is not capital letters. Please try to follow the words that is a small words AM and PM. Okay. Um, and here are BC or maybe ED, you have to use the full stop, and comma also. Okay, when it is a statistical techniques, when you are using in that case, see here second one, set of statistics, this one, um, it should be right like this, and here also retrieved like that. In only sixth APA we are using it, retrieved date and all, but in seventh PA we are not using retrieved date and all. If we use retrieved date, then maybe after maybe 1 month or maybe 1 week, if they remove that data or maybe that paper from the website, then you can say the full proof. This is the date I gone through, but after that they removed. You can say like that. That's why we are using that retrieved date and all. Okay. And semicolon also, there is some regulations and rules to use semicolon. Okay, colon also. There is some do's and don'ts are there. Okay, next M dash and N dash. I told you that big dash and small dash. You, the long dash. Okay, social adjustment or maybe socio-economic status. Like two words actually, but you are making into one word. In that case, you have to use only small dash, that is N dash. Okay, if it is clearly, if you want to make it this two distinct words, you can use M dash, that is a big dash. Okay, like the quotation marks, parenthesis, that is open brackets. Okay, square brackets, and slash. Spellings I told you already, American English and British English. Okay. Then this one, singular and plural for using appendix and appendices. Okay. Generally, if it is at the end of your thesis, if you want to keep questionnaires or maybe survey schedules or maybe anything, okay, you can use these words. But we will write appendixes or maybe appendix. If it is more than one, you can write appendices. Okay, that is the plural. Like criteria, criterion, singular and plural, data and datum. Okay, datum is singular and data is plural, and phenomena and phenomenon. It is a small thing for you, but when someone knows about all these things, they feel that, oh, they use very carelessly. They may feel like that. Okay. If they don't know all are equal, then it is okay. Huh? If they know something, then only we will face the problem. And hyphenation, something like this, capitalization, I already told you. Okay. Some italic words or maybe something it is there. Don't use iPad, eBay, like that. Don't use capitalize. For email, okay, if you want to write email like that, only you have to use like this small iPad, maybe eBay. Okay, and t-test also. Simply you will write t-test. Sometime without taking much care, you will write capital T also. Always t-test is small t only. Small t only. Okay. Proper nouns and trade name. Okay, capital, that psychology, 1 point, this department of psychology, or maybe science of nursing practice. You have to write all these things in a capital word. But when you are not using in a proper noun, this you can write a psychology department in a small letters. Even that psychology is a subject, I told you, you can write capital. But if you treat that one is not much important, okay, then you can write small words on the basis of your text. I am not saying you have to use like this. Job titles also, okay. Autism spectrum disorder, that psychological disorders and all, you have to write only small letters. And diabetes, major depression, leukemia, all these diseases, you can use only small letters. Okay. this alpha and beta, whenever you are using Greek letters also, don't use italics. Okay, you have to use only this thing. And reaction time, I told you this one, or maybe correlation value, or maybe correlation ratio, something on the basis of noun and its importance, you can write abbreviation like this. Okay, chemical terms also don't use italic whenever you want to use anything. Sine values, cos values, and all like these trigonometric values also. And that this title of the book series in your paragraph, or maybe main body of the text, if you want to use, don't use that italics. Only you have to write like this. Even like this abbreviations also, singular, IQ, DOI, plural. Okay, so many other things are also there. I cannot cover up all these things. Okay, I will share this. Maybe it may be a little bit some helpful. I think. This is also 1, 2 others, 3 others, 4 others, more than like that. Okay. Documenting book. If it is a book, the book name should be in italic, and if it is journal, journal name should be in italic. Okay. The most important thing is writing thesis. Okay, you are referring some thesis and all. There should be some format for that. You have to follow. I want to show that one. Please follow that dissertation or thesis whenever you are citing. Very carelessly, I have seen so many theses without writing proper citation. They are using for thesis. That's why I asked you that the difference between review of related literature and review of related studies. If it is Shodh Ganga, is it published thesis or unpublished thesis? You pick up something from Shodh Ganga, okay? The thesis or maybe M.Phil thesis, anything for that matter. Is it published thesis or unpublished thesis? Unpublished. It is only depository, okay? Only it is a depository. You should write unpublished thesis. If it is published means it should be in the form of book or something they will release, okay? All the time, if it is dissertation, it is it is a doctoral dissertation or doctoral thesis. You should write, okay, the name of the particular author. And 2 days back or maybe 3 days back, when my scholar, she came with some like unpublished thesis, she used 2 different authors, okay, and Pramod and Mishra, like that, 2 names. I immediately recognize it is wrong. What wrong it is? If it is a thesis or maybe unpublished thesis or maybe published thesis, that work is only one person work. Am I right? So you have to use that common sense things when you are writing. So this is like this, okay, in bracket, in square bracket, you can write publication number. It is not available for our Indian dissertations or maybe thesis. It is a foreign thesis, that's why there is a number for that. So in square bracket, doctoral dissertation, comma, university name, and close the bracket, and maybe Shodh Ganga or somewhere if you collect, then you can put the full stop. That is the most important thing. All the time we will collect maybe dissertation and thesis from the Shodh Ganga or somewhere. Okay, so please, even if it is a hard copy of the thesis, when you visited any library, try to write like this. This will gives a good impression about your thesis and your hard work. Otherwise, everyone feel that without doing any much work, they sat on the table or maybe in front of the computer and they did it like everything. They feel like that. Okay, I have so many things to say you, but I am unable to finish. Madam instruction is up to 2 o'clock. You can go for the library now. Okay, thank you so much. Or maybe MLA, Modern Language Association.